This is Lady Shadowe or
Lady
Lise.
Shadow. Hello,
And
everyone.
welcome, welcome. We're going to talk about demystifying the tarot. I'll let Lady Shadowe do her intro in just a moment. I have a buy one, get one free special for February. So any 30 or 45-minute mediumship reading, buy one, get one totally free, which you can gift to someone or use for yourself at a later date. I also have some 20-minute special readings for a reduced price. Those are also limited seating and available now on my website. I also have love and relationship guidance. This seems to be the month when everybody wants guidance about love and relationships. Those are also there on my website. We have a spirit exchange, myself and medium Kathy, who most of you are familiar with, on March 2nd, and we start a new round of spirit exchange in April. Be prepared for those details to come.
Yay.
And every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, I'll be live on YouTube. So welcome, Lady Shadowe or Lise.
Yay. Hello, Nick. Thanks for having me on. I love to get together for our talks, reach out to our community. Today we are here as a service live. So we're here for you all. We're here to answer your questions about the tarot, Wicca, what you all think might be dark stuff when it's really not. We're also going to pull some cards in the last 20 minutes. And everyone can get a one card reading free. And if you like what you hear, you can book either Nick or I. I'm at soulsandspirits.com. Y'all know her address, her web address. So yeah, let's just jump on in and start this Sunday right. Line everybody up for good Super Bowl vibes, even though I'm not a sports person, but I know everybody else is. So I appreciate everyone's passion for whatever it is they have passion for. So
wonderful. And I have linked below, and hopefully everybody can see it, your website and your email address, as
yay.
well as all my contact info for anybody new who's coming by. And we have a few people here. So if anyone has any questions about Wicca or about tarot or any other healing modalities you've heard myself or Elise talk about before, please put them in the chat. And we want to answer as many questions as we can, just to, as the title says, demystify all of these things that people may be worried about or think are evil or terrible or whatever, the bad stuff. People misperceive these habits of. Hello, Dawn, and hello, Trent. Welcome, welcome.
And
Please.
Taylor. Oh, that's Trent Taylor?
Yeah, Trent Taylor.
Okay, yay, welcome.
Yeah. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any friends interested in this stuff, feel free to send the link to your friends and subscribe to the channel, and also to Lisa's love-based Wicca. She's just starting her channel. You're watching the Puppy Bowl. I know it's probably going to be more fun than the Super Bowl.
Oh, 100%. Love the little pups. We've got one that's going to probably pop in the background. I got my cat on one side, dog on the other.
Oh, we've got a watcher from the Philippines. Good morning. And we have a lot of people just suddenly popped in. I'm so happy you're
Oh, amazing. Yay.
So my question for you, Lise, is, do you mind if I call you Lise on here?
Sure. Everybody's got a first name, a last name, and an alias.
My question is, can you talk about Wicca? I know we didn't plan this, but can you talk about how people misperceive what it is and what is the practice?
Well, lucky for anyone out there who's interested in practicing in Wicca, it's really something that you get to create. It's kind of a solo or a group religion where you set the parameters of how you worship, how you create, how you channel. It's really it's not now I practice metaphysical Wicca. So there are a lot of traditional covens that will say no, it's got to be this way or that way, and there's all these rules you've got to follow. Channeling goddesses, the right goddesses at the right time. Not really. You can really work this path however you please. And that's why I love it, because I'm a totally creative person and I want to be able to create and this is one of those religions where you can pick and choose and decide, when you want to run certain incense, when you want to, do a ritual. I do have some basic rules, which we'll talk about, which everything, should have safe parameters and ethical parameters. But overall, it's a very peaceful religion. It's just as peaceful as Unitarianism or, any of these other kind of non-denominational sects and your worship temple is really your body and your earth. So that's, you can go anywhere to do it at any time, nighttime, daytime. Um, and yeah, it's just really peaceful. It's just working on manifestation, letting things go, all the things you talk about on your channel, the things that I talk about on my channel, and with the people that I coach. I'm a spiritual life coach, a high priestess practitioner in outside of New York City, and an author. I'm a playwright. I have designed my own tarot deck. I have a Wicca course that's published that's been going now for about 7 years on the internet. We sell a lot of those, which is really cool. And it's a really basic course. It goes over all the basic principles of Wicca. It's 366 lessons, because it said, they say it takes 366 days to become a witch, right? So we have
I
a
didn't
lesson.
know that.
Oh, you
See, I
didn't know
love
that?
that. And
Okay.
is that at soulsandspirits.com? They can
Yeah,
order it there.
soulsandspirits.com. You can check that out. It's only like $40. It's a PDF download. You do it at your own pace. It's mostly a lot of self-reflection, teaches you magic, teaches you herbal definitions and candle oils, types of candles to burn for what reason, how to perform a spell, which we'll get into in a second. All of those wonderful things in really super layman's terms. And then there's a section where you kind of answer some questions and, in your own creative way, and you can go back to it and reference it. It's a really helpful course. And I'm really famous for writing really layman's terms types of guides. I also do one for my playwriting business and my theatrical company. So, I take people through how to begin producing theater with no budget, and it's the same type of situation. So with Wicca, with what I teach and and encourage, is generally the basis is harm none, including yourself. Um, again, think about the threefold karmic law. So whatever you put out there is going to come right back to you 3 times. So if you're going to put any evil into the world, or negative, horrible, angry, revengeful thoughts, it's going to come right back to your life, and then you're going to have to handle it in some other way. So why bother with
Right.
that? As you know, Nik, the most peaceful, loving, powerful vibration in the world, in the universe, is love, and it trumps everything. So these people who are
Everything.
out there, who are out there doing evil, are just inviting more evil to them. So it's always about love. Everything can be healed quicker, faster, and expedited using love. So that's where we want to always focus every spell and intention. So we were talking about how how to practice and how you get centered to even begin a ritual and whatnot. Again, it's all about love. So let's say somebody comes to you and starts talking gossip at the office about the boss, and you start engaging. By the way, gossip is one of the worst things you can do for your peaceful vibe. Nobody needs to know anybody's business. Just
Mhm.
love, support people. It's to talk about somebody in a negative way, for no apparent reason. There's venting, and there's what you call discernment, right?
Mhm.
Instead of
Mhm.
judging. But overall, you want to heal those people, because people who are gossipy and negative need healing. So when you encounter these kind of energies, immediately just stop everything, send them healing light, and just, would you want to be in that state of mind? Just reverse it. If someone's angry at a store, freaking out on their kids, or road ragers, just think, how would I want to, receive such energy back? And again, just send a blessing, walk away. So Wicca and metaphysical Wicca is all about literally taking the energetic powers that you harness all the time in your readings and you've trained to do, and to literally get in there. Oh, hold on one second. We've
There's
got a
your
little
pup.
we've
There's
got a
your pup.
little animal disagreement behind me here.
While you work out with Bailey, her beautiful pup Bailey, there's a poem. I think it's by Rumi. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Thank you, Marty, so much. Yeah, I finally bought a curling iron. um,
Here's Bailey.
Something about wherever there's darkness, the crack is where the light comes
That's right.
in, and that little
That's
crack
right.
of light will fill the whole thing
Fill the
up with
whole room.
light. And I
Absolutely.
love what you said about gossip. Now, I'm going to just be real honest here. I come from a very large Italian family, and
Yes.
I know you're aware of Italian families yourself. And we loved in the past to gossip, gossip, gossip. It was all about talking, talking, talking. And that's just how that was our family dynamic. And the older I got and the more I studied, spiritual modalities, I realized how harmful that was. Now, took me a very long time though to stop gossiping
Yeah.
because it was ingrained in me and
Yeah.
I didn't realize how harmful it was.
Yeah.
And it was something I enjoyed. I don't know if anybody in the audience here enjoys gossip, but that was one of the hardest habits to
For
break.
all of us. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Because
very
it's
hard, and I'm not perfect. I still, occasionally.
You chat, you chat. I mean, nobody has it perfectly, but I literally know people that will just be on phones all evening long, talking to one friend and then hang up and call another and talk about that friend and then hang up and call their other and talk about
Mm.
I mean, there's so many
Who
more.
has time for that?
Exactly.
And
There's so many more
energy.
wonderful things to do in life
Yeah,
than to uh than to send someone just, really jealous energy. And all that is that's our own projection, right? So we have to constantly working on what we're projecting out into the world and back onto us. Um
yeah,
but the whole idea of, again, creating spells and cleansing your energy and not gossiping and trying to go through the life, through your life, just everywhere you go, blessings for you, and it
yeah.
just releases so much just saying that to complete strangers, right?
And you feel so much better. I learned
Right.
in, the book, The Celestine Prophecy in the 90s when I read it in the mid-90s, right after we became friends. That's
Yes.
how old we are,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. We've been
We're talking
friends.
like 1991,
Yeah.
I think, or no, 93, something like that.
So, yeah, somewhere
Yeah.
in there. And the Celestine prophecy says anytime you encounter another person, give them a gift,
That's right.
even if it's a silent blessing.
Yep, or a
And
smile or whatever it is. Yes,
something, because you don't know what that person's going through. Their
that's
uncle
right.
may have just died, or their cat may have just been, God forbid, run over by a car. They could have been just
Yeah.
on a lunch break from the hospital because their child's in the ICU. You don't know what people are going through. And
No.
maybe that person cut you off in traffic because he's rushing to the hospital because
Yeah,
somebody is there. So and we're all guilty of road rage occasionally.
of course. But
But
you know the difference between egotistical, dangerous road rage and being in a hurry and just being, like, distracted by
yes,
by your own
absolutely.
pain. Yes, of
And I
course.
always say when my husband and I are driving around, because we live in Florida now and I've never seen anything like the drivers here. Sorry,
Oh,
everybody. We always say, oh, they get the blue ribbon. They want to be in first place. Because we
uh-huh.
used to get mad about it. And now it's like, oh, they get
It's
the
a
blue
joke.
ribbon.
It's a
Yeah,
joke.
they get the
Yeah,
blue ribbon. They must be in a hurry.
yeah,
They
yeah.
won. Like, who wins in traffic?
Exactly.
Nobody.
And then you end up at the same light together anyway 5 minutes later.
That
Like,
happened to us
it's
this morning when
yeah,
we went
yeah.
down to the Magic Kingdom. This person was going in a hurry to get to the Magic Kingdom, and then we ended up at the same light. We're
I
like,
mean,
"Oh,
you
thank
do have to savor every minute with the mouse, you know? It's so expensive nowadays. You have to live, you have to give it all. But no, and this is why Wicca and your path is such an important path, because all of these things, and all those pieces in religion and all of our religions that we love, that bring us these same feelings, right? Peace and joy,
right.
and keeping us out of our ego and in our higher spirit selves, and being able to remind ourselves of this on the regular in whatever way we wish to, whether through ritual or just, like you said, peaceful breathing or sending a silent blessing. It's amazing,
Mhm.
right? But back to, like, creating spells, because that's the biggest question I get as well. If you're creating spells on people, then what you're doing is evil. Okay, first of all, the spells that I create and teach people how to create are solely silent blessings. And what it is putting that into a physical ritual. For instance, an example. Again, we were talking about the workplace, right?
Mhm.
And people coming up to you and gossiping, and oh, I
Which
hear
is
that.
the most fun at a workplace because people who work in offices or schools or whatever, that's really the only form of entertainment.
Right, I get that. But again, that stuff gets around, and
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
what happened.
Toxic, toxic, toxic. Yeah.
Yeah, and you want to spend as minimal amount of time in any toxic situation as possible, friendships, relationships, all of it. But let's say you can't stand your boss, and you're just like, I this is not an energetic match. This is a bad vibe. I want to do something to get this boss. Like, I love my job, but I hate my boss. Well, first of all, again, hate is a strong word. Maybe, so we could bring that down a notch and not carry hate around would be super
Right.
great. But if you want to
Right.
do a spell for to heal this relationship in the office, you could
Yes.
do a spell to heal the
Love
relationship.
that. I love that. I love,
Yes.
love, love, love that because
Oh,
we don't want to put out that negative energy,
that's
right?
right.
The purpose of it is to bring a more positive vibe to it.
That's right. And if you absolutely feel like you cannot work with this person, but again, you love your job, here's a trick. You do a ritual or a little spell to find them an even better job that makes them happy because because what's happening in that relationship, that boss employee relationship, is that that boss might not be happy in that job. And that's why they're
Or
taking it out on the
or
employee.
or they may not be happy in their home life.
Exactly.
So whatever they need to find that make
Whatever
them
they need to find, and I'm going to help you
yeah,
secretly get to that happiness and joy, because no one wants to see, excuse me, people miserable or upset or hateful or angry all the time, right? It's because deep down they're living in a fear based
absolutely.
situation, so we don't
Can I
want to
ask
ever
a
activate that.
question? Can I ask a question
Of
about that?
course.
So I encountered a lady at the grocery store a few weeks ago. I think I talked to you about this. She was really angry at the checkout station and
Yes.
she was yelling at the manager and all this. So instead of me, well, I didn't yell at her because I'm over all that kind of stuff, but I was very calm. But instead of getting all worked up, I just kind of thought, well, she's probably going through something or
Right.
has been going through something for a very long time to be that angry at a
That's
grocery
right.
store.
Oh
An
my god.
empty grocery store. It wasn't even busy.
Wasn't even a line issue.
So, is it if I am just, like, wishing her well in that moment, is that the same as a spell? Do you have to do an official spell, or can you just do it in the moment?
Everyone does ritual differently. Some people only do it in their heads. Some people like to physicalize it. I like to
Okay,
play because I'm a creative person. I like to play. I like to be fully immersed in the sense and the vibe and the music and the candles. It really takes me, like when you go to church, right? You could worship at home, but if you
right,
go to
right,
church, you get that extra sensory experience, right?
right.
So you're gonna want that when you are looking for a little bit more deeper emotional support. It might be more comforting for you to go to the spot, just like it's more comforting for me if I want to perform a more formal ritual. It feels like I am doing a little bit more for the situation.
Yeah,
And other times, like you said, it could just be some square breathing in the moment and just sending out, all that you've got to somebody to heal a situation. So absolutely. But so yeah, so all of your spells that you may create, which is what I teach, have to be love based and for the better and the good and the higher good of everyone. And there's no fear. I mean, there's no negative, repercussions for
because it's all
for
for love.
unconsensually, right,
Right,
sending
it
somebody
yeah,
positivity. But there
right.
are repercussions for sending somebody a revengeful spell or negativity and that kind of thing. So with
But
love, you're
anybody
protected.
should I mean, do you think that people aren't aware of karma?
Maybe that, but I think when you associate the word karma with Wicca, the Wicca idea automatically cancels out in their minds because of the pre-notions that it's a negative or devil worshiping religion. We don't even talk about the devil. We don't know who
Well,
the
I
devil
don't
is.
think
Like,
the devil
there's
exists.
no
Even
relationship with the
even though
devil.
I grew up Catholic, I never believed in the devil or hell, so
Exactly. And
and I wanna
you're one of the few. So
yeah,
that's great.
I wanna ask you about that. I saw a video on some app, I don't remember where, the other day that said being a Catholic taught her how to be a witch because of all the incense and all the rituals and all the incantations,
Absolutely.
and I thought, "Wow, I never thought about that before."
And guess which one came first?
I know. Paganism, way
Us
first.
pagans, we pagans
Yeah,
created all of that first, and the church wanted to, because in the early gods, it was the sun, it was the moon, it was all paganism, it was the rocks, it was the mountains, and the church came along and said, all these people are worshiping this stuff in nature. How do we capitalize, get these worshipers
yeah,
on our side? We'll add a
yeah,
little bit of the stuff they already do with a little bit of stuff of what we have, and we'll combine the two. Yeah. So that is
awesome.
how it all started, which is crazy. But yeah, so we
I
were very
love that.
earthy people. Yeah.
Oh, we have some comments. So, Marty talked about my hair. I got a curling iron. Yay. Lucky me. Jane said hello, and Melody said hello, and Jane also said her niece is Wiccan, which
Nice.
is awesome. Jane is, all of these people here are regulars, except for Irene from the Philippines. Welcome, welcome. Everybody else is always comes to the channel and enjoys the streams.
The
Um,
chats. Yes.
yeah. So I know we got off on a tangent. I want to ask a couple of questions about tarot and then get to card readings. So how did you get started with tarot?
Actually, my mother started playing with the cards when she was going through her third divorce. Um, third or second, I don't remember which one. Sorry, ma. She finally found the right person, but takes some time, sometimes.
Yeah.
But she had picked up a deck and she would learn them super quick, and then she was telling me how excited she was because she's an artist and visual like I am. So we love visual divination because you're either a picture person or a word person or a feelings
Yeah.
person. You know how it is.
Yeah.
So she picked them up. I got inspired. I used to live in Los Angeles on Ventura Boulevard in Studio City, where there's a really famous store called the Psychic Eye. And I walked in there one day, and they had hundreds of cards to choose, like
Oh,
decks to
how
choose from. It was
awesome.
amazing. Yeah. And of course they say you pick the deck that you're drawn to. So you have to, pick them up, feel them, look at the imagery. If it connects with you, then
Yeah.
by, you know, by all means grab it. So I learned a deck that I fell in love with there. Then I learned another deck 5 years later. And then, so I had been really learning and getting into, again, tuning in and being of service to others. And I first just read for friends and family. And then I started reading for some of the more famous, 800, you call it, you had to go through like an interview, and you actually had to go through a psychic test to get the job. But I would answer calls on the psychic network for a while
Mhm.
back in, I guess it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It's probably actually pretty long ago. Now I do everything privately. But eventually I just decided to design my own deck. I got this inspiration to revamp the way that they're laid out and the imagery, and I paint. So here's a sample of one. This is intuition. I painted this.
So beautiful.
Um, so I just went through and painted almost each card and then combined it with some digital art and made my own deck. So I've been totally into it. And this deck, a revamped version, will be for sale in about a month. We're ordering more. If you all want to consider learning the tarot, they're super easy. They've got the meanings on all of the cards. So, and it comes with a little booklet that gives you the meanings of the meanings, to go deeper.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's called the Psychic Creations deck. And it's, you can check out all the cards on soulsandspirits.com. They're really, really pretty.
You're
And
getting compliments on the cards, and
thank you
if
so much.
you wanna show a few more.
Yeah.
I'll
So
be getting when the revamp comes out, I'll be getting, a deck to work with when I do my lives as well.
yes, I cannot wait to gift. I'm going to gift a deck to Nick here because they are more powerful as a gift. But if you are drawn to a deck when you are shopping for one, it's just the same. It's just as powerful. So don't be nervous about the idea of I have to be gifted a deck of cards in order to become a tarot connoisseur. That's not true.
Can I tell a funny story?
Of course.
So, when you designed this deck, I was not even close to being a medium. I was still in my science realm. I wasn't really sure about the Wiccan stuff or the
Yeah.
tarot stuff. I was totally left brain linear science.
Science. Yeah.
Then the mediumship hit me.
Yep.
And now it's like, wow, this whole line of our relationship over the past 35 whatever years it's been was all set in place so long ago. Like, it
Yeah.
blows my mind how, the twists and turns and ups and downs and everything has just been meant to bring us
Let us right here. Yeah.
to this
Exactly.
moment.
And sometimes with everything, friendships, and also everything is a spiritual journey, just like we were talking in another live about physical matter not being physical. Everything is energy.
Mhm.
Everything, this cup is energy. It's not solid, it's energy.
Right.
So everything we see is an energy brought together super tight or super loose. Like gas is super loose, more solid things are super tight, but it's still energy. Like it's
Right.
amazing. And so if everything, once you understand that everything is energy, you can literally, just like you can make a cup or make a tarot deck and print it, you can change your thoughts and manifest in the world just the same. Like it's super powerful and amazing. Um, and again, I'm not doing anything different as a Wiccan, right, than anyone else is doing when they make a wish on a birthday candle. That's
Right.
magic.
Exactly.
Um, or when you decide to wake up one morning and say, you know what, I'm gonna do something really exciting today. I'm gonna try meditation, or I'm going to go out for a walk, or I'm going to go to Disney World today. Like whatever it is, your
Yeah.
thoughts put to action is magic. Like it's that there's nothing scary about it. We were born innately with these
A-
abilities to literally just manifest.
And we have access to everything in the universe.
That's right.
We can pull it in at any time. We
That's
just
right.
have to set the intention, do the work,
Yes.
and allow yourself to receive it. And I think that's wonderful. And that's a whole other
That's a whole other
stream. But
thing. Yeah.
yeah,
But it
but
all goes together. Once we
it all goes
understand.
together.
Right, right. Once we understand who we are, why we're connected, and like you and I, right timing. Sometimes one or the other person, like everybody's got a friend that they've been up and down with. Sometimes you just have to match each other somewhere else along your timeline in your life
Right.
before you can become explosive together. Because things, kids, family, death, life, like all gets
Circumstances,
right. It interrupts the
hormones.
right, hormones, yeah. Speaking of two menopause, now going through menopause women, um, and considering we were teenagers and had many cycles together over the many many years, and now we're menopausal, very wise women. It's sad that we could not have gotten this information and in our 20s and helped us through so many more obstacles that we could have circumvented, which is why we are talking
Oh
to
my
all of
gosh.
you
Can you
to
imagine
help you all,
if,
yeah,
yeah,
realize that there is an answer to a easier, better, more fulfilling life, no matter what you're going through. Because we all know that the end is a transition right into spirit, out of the
one
physical body.
one room to the next,
We
going
all
from
right.
one room
It's
to the
just a blink
next.
of an eye, and we don't have to fear it.
Yep.
And
And that's funny. I
once
was shuffling my cards, and this is the card that's facing up. Cosmic womb.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I just passed my death. I don't my rebirth card. I actually don't call it death, I call it rebirth in here. But yeah, it's and once we understand that we're all energy and we just move through, like you said, different rooms in the house, it changes everything, because then
Every
you don't fear going bankrupt,
Absolutely.
you don't fear breaking up with someone, you don't fear death. I mean, there's the suffering that sadly, that the emotional and physical suffering that we have to go through. However, there are painkillers for the physical suffering, and there is a way out of emotional suffering by, again, letting it go, letting your creator, letting God, whatever you want to call them, take it away. And when you have that, they call it a relationship with God, but really it's a relationship with your higher self,
Hmm.
which helps create you from the all one, right?
Because the
So
higher self is directly connected to God or source or the collective consciousness.
right,
I prefer the collective consciousness, but I think God is the collective consciousness, and I think God is the universe. I'm kind of a
absolutely,
pantheist in that way.
yeah,
Pantheism is when you think the universe is God.
right,
Um, so it's all connected. There's
all
no
connected,
one earthly religion that's 100% correct. There's pieces of all religions that have correct parts.
right.
So
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
my opinion, I get trolls when I talk about religion.
Well,
But I know
again, I mean, everybody
you're
will
on a
will converge together in one path eventually, right? So
yeah,
whatever path
yeah,
you take to get
yeah,
to it, we have to bless that path, because some of it is more narrow-minded and then opens up, and then you become more open-minded, or and some of it is always narrow-minded, but either way we're still connected, like you can't get out of it. We
right.
all just have to love each other, and the more love we spread out, the more open those paths become for other people. So it's just a really cool concept. But
I
yeah,
love it.
so Wicca, and what in your mediumship, all these little extra spiritual helpers per
Yeah.
se that are helping unlock the love and the joy, whether it's through cards, whether it's through ritual. It's all, as long as it's love based, like
Yeah.
it's all the same thing, whether a priest blesses you or whether you come into one of my circles and we do a healing ritual, it's all the same, you know? So
Yep. I agree because it's the intention behind the act
that's right.
that makes the difference. And if it's with love, that's the best. So I know you're on a time crunch because you have
Oh, yeah.
rehearsal.
Okay, yeah, I got about 10 more minutes. So does anybody
Okay. Hi,
thank you.
Mandy.
Hi, Mandy. I remember Mandy.
Yeah.
Um, hi everybody.
Today is her daughter's 18th birthday.
Oh, so interesting. Interesting. Should we pull a card for her
Emma.
daughter?
Yeah. If
Would that
Emma's
be okay?
here, yeah,
Okay.
Emma is her name. She's a wonderful human being. And
Okay.
Mandy did a wonderful job raising a wonderful, strong, independent,
That's
very
all we can
intelligent
ask
woman.
for.
Yep.
That's amazing. I love it. Okay, I'm going to pull. Oh, nice. This is contentment. I mean,
Ooh,
how beautiful is that? To be
that's
at her age, happy birthday, to start out a beautiful journey of adulthood with contentment is so special. Um, that was just pulled. I listen to spirit, higher self, and what I pull is what I pull. So happy birthday. And what's her name?
Emma.
Emma. Happy birthday, Emma. Thank you so much for being on the earth with us and sharing your love and your light with the world. I
And
appreciate
you
it.
know what's so interesting about her personality? She's very, well, her mom might have a different opinion. But but when I'm around Emma, she's very even keel and
Yeah.
and emotionally regulated, which is, hard
So
to do
good.
in the
So
world.
good. Yes.
Oh,
Amazing.
she's napping. She can watch the replay, Mandy. That was for her.
Yes, you can watch the replay. We're going to be all over the internet with replaying, aren't we?
Yes, that's the goal, right? All
That's the
right. So
goal. That's the goal.
Trent wants a card. Do you want to pull the next card, or do you
You
want
got
me?
it. Yep. And then you can pull one of your oracles. All
Okay.
right. I've got transition. So there's
Interesting.
something going on. Um it's either coming or in transition, and just remember, look at that peaceful scene. Transition does not have to be dramatic or horrifying or rough or painful. We can, again, like you said, regulate our emotions if we just hone in on the faith that's given to us innately, that everything's going to be okay, and that we have the tools in our mind and body to fix whatever we need to fix. So this is going to be a beautiful transition. Whatever's going on, you're going to move right into it and just take a moment to breathe through it when it gets rough. Um, you're going to be okay. Like, just remember that. And
And
not
and I and I will tell you, you don't know this, Lise. And I didn't know Trent was going to pop on the live, but Trent is going through something
Oh
that
my gosh.
the card is very appropriate for, I believe.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, I mean, we just listen to our intuitions and message out what's going on. All right, you're going to pull a card for somebody?
All right. Mystic Forest for, let's see, that was for Trent, for Jane. Mystic Forest for Jane. And then we have Melody and then Dawn. So
All
Jane.
right.
Oh, did that flip? Let me see. Oh no, it didn't flip. And Jane's in St. Louis. That's right up
Nice.
the street from my niece and my sister. My sisters, they live south of St. Louis.
I
Jane
was
has a
I was I visited you there in 95, I think it was 97, 90 something.
Jeremiah was just born.
I came to
He
visit
was
you.
4 weeks old. So that
Yep.
was July of 97.
Yep. Oh, see, I have a better memory than I thought. Yeah, it had to been in the 90s somewhere in
You
there.
did good.
First time I was there, it was really fun. Um,
Jane, remember who you are. I love that. I
oh,
love that.
love that
So
too.
you carry stardust in your bones. This is gonna make me cry
Oh,
because everybody knows I love the stars. There is a video, and I found it. I was talking about this video from Neil deGrasse Tyson the other day, and I couldn't remember exactly what he said, but it was about stardust in our bones. And it popped up on my Instagram because I have stuff scheduled, and I don't know when it just pops up whenever. And he said, the most beautiful thing about us is that we are literally made of stardust. So when stars explode in space, all that dust and all those particles and elements and energy makes new stars and planets, and that's where we came from. And he said it's bordering on the spiritual. It's so beautiful. It's bordering on the spiritual. It's on my Instagram if anybody wants to watch the exact quote. But remember who you are. Like we said earlier, we come we can pull in any energy we want, any manifestation we want. We can pull it all in because we come from the universe, and all that energy in the universe, we have access to it. So remember, Jane, you have access to everything in the universe. You can manifest anything you need to in your life. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to ask for a mansion and tomorrow you're going to have a mansion. But it says you carry stardust in your bones, your ancestors' wisdom in your blood, and the whole universe in your soul. I didn't even know it said that. Know yourself and nothing will bring you down. So that's for you, Jane.
Love it.
Remember who you are. Connect yourself to the universe.
Another,
Man,
another great way to put that into a visual, like this is why I do ritual, because sometimes visuals really help, expedite things. If you picture the universe and where you're living as a giant quantum computer, right? It's like you think of your most powerful hard drive on your laptop at home, and you're living inside this quantum computer, right? That has every idea, just like AI. You put in Chat GPT, hey, give me this, and it answers you back. We are
yep,
living in that same quantum
yeah,
computer. AI is a
yep.
direct reflection of us in our giant universe of quantum physics, right? So
Well,
it's all there. It's all there ready for
we
us.
have access to all of it,
That's
all of
right.
our past lives, all of our future lives,
Yep.
which are technically all happening simultaneously. Another story
Yes.
for another day.
Yes.
But we need to do 3-hour live streams. We have too many subjects we could talk about.
I know. We
All
need to
right.
pick one every single week. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Who's next
So
for a
Jane said
card?
just what I needed to hear. That's wonderful,
Oh,
Jane.
that's awesome.
Melody is next, and then Dawn. You do Melody, I'll do Dawn.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Speaking of stars,
Oh, you have got to be kidding.
I'm not kidding. We've got a hope card. Hopes and dreams. eh, they're always on their way. They're right in your vicinity. They're just swirling around you at all times, just like stardust is. Um, and remember, everybody, the brain. You can trick your brain. So when people say, "Oh, why don't you stop living in a fantasy world and live in reality?" Well, they're the same thing. You can literally, whatever
Yes.
your hopes are, and even if you just go around and pretend that they're real and they're happening and they're in the now and they're on the way to you, your brain doesn't know the difference between what's really happening and what you're telling it. So keep your hopes
That
alive. Yes.
yes, that's why
And
complaining and worrying is just manifesting something negative to happen.
that's right. That's,
That was
oh
a
my
big
God,
one for me too.
100%.
Yeah.
And when you are stressed, all you're doing is putting up more and more blocks to your prosperity and your answers that
Exactly.
need to come to move through. I mean, Nick and I have had several examples over the years where we've had to move blocks out of our way to get our
Oof.
finances in order. We didn't have to work harder. We just had to remove the blocks. Like that was all
Right.
we had to do. Uh,
Allowing, like I said earlier, you have to allow yourself to receive it because a lot of us, especially women, feel like we don't deserve to receive because
right.
we feel like we're here to give, 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 and then we're empty and we're like, well, what now? We're in our 50s, our kids are gone. Now what? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry. Hi, Kathy. I just wanted to say hi to Kathy.
Of course. Hi, Kathy. I can see the
Kathy,
comments delayed, but hi everybody, and thank you all so much for joining in and dropping in wherever you are, whoever you are, and everybody here. It's just amazing. I love it.
I love it. All right. So that was for Melody, correct?
Yes.
And now this is for Dawn. This
Dawn.
flipped out.
Yes.
Safety, Dawn, safety. It says, safety is the foundation of life. Cherish the calm moments. And this is from the Cosmic Energy Oracle cards. So this is all related to space. And I picked it up because of the theme we were going for here. So make your where you live, where you work, where you go, any place you are spending time, feel safe. Make sure that you surround yourself with people who make you feel safe. You don't want to be surrounded by people or places or things that agitate your anxieties because that just wreaks havoc on your mind, it wreaks havoc on your life, it wreaks havoc on your energy. And so if you're in a state of upsetness in any way or fear in any way, it's like attracts like in energy, right? You don't want to attract the fear. So make sure you want to attract safety, contentment, stillness into your life. So that's for you.
And for a quick safety check, remember we're all born with intuition, and we listen to our intuition thousands of times a day to make decisions about what we're doing in our day. When to get up, what to eat, what not to eat, where to go, who to hang out with, how to act and when on our feelings. Just picture that white light always keeping you warm and safe. If you're feeling a little bit anxious or panicky, just go to the white light, close your eyes. So many
Yeah.
people don't even close their eyes throughout a day and just take 3 minutes or even 30 seconds to yourself to just envelope in just the being and just stop to breathe. And you'll be amazed how quickly everything resets. The mood you were
Regulate.
in, the energy that you know, your life is like a live stream. We've talked about this, right? And at any
Yeah.
minute, like on your live stream, you can pull this in, pull that in, and just change the day. You're having a bad day, you can change it in 30 seconds. So that safety is super, it's super great because, you know, we as humans in our psychology need to feel safe all the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And
pulling that
three
white light
deep
in does it.
breaths. Three
Yeah,
deep breaths resets your nervous system
it
and you
does.
get re-regulated. And like, even if you're a mom and you've got 3 kids and they're all under the age of 5 and you're going crazy, and then dinner's burning and somebody's at the door and your phone's ringing, just go in the bathroom
Yeah.
for 30 seconds and take 3 long, deep breaths and just close your eyes and just ask God or spirit or whoever just to come surround you with white light or help or peace or something.
Yeah.
And you'll be amazed at how fast you'll be re regulated.
I was helping a friend yesterday get through something really traumatic, and same thing. Like I said, you know, when you close your eyes and you just breathe for a second and you just feel your being, and then think about, okay, well, this is how I started. There was an empty slate for my day, for my situation, and what I've done is I've chosen to add all these other components into my life, right? Whether they're a home or people, things, a car, uh, experiences,
Mm.
and if you can add them in, you can just as easily remove them. Just like if you're cleaning up your computer using the quantum computer thing again, like you can go through and you clean up your hard drive and remove the things that make you feel bad and connect with and give, you know, bring more in of what you love.
Mhm.
And if you then the most important distinction is, how do I feel when I'm engaged with that thing or that person? And if it's all of that good light, well, we need to stay in that realm as much as possible on our daily, right? So
Yeah.
continue to seek out those safe, white light, happy, joyous things that we've chosen to put in our lives. And just as easily as that we put this here, even if it feels bad, we can remove it. So people, no matter, like everyone, how no matter how you're feeling about a certain situation, it can be reversed. It can be taken care of with
And
one decision.
Dawn's asking about that. And I have two suggestions for you, Dawn, because I was a classroom teacher for 20 years. Number one, don't engage in any erratic behavior, because
Yes.
students sometimes have problems at home and they need your attention and they'll act out to get your attention. Don't react. Just be calm and breathe. Just be calm and breathe. Don't react. Don't engage. Just stay silent, create space, be in the present moment. And trust me, being in the
Yeah.
classroom for 20 years, I've seen a lot of stuff and this is hard, but it took me a long time. Number 2, lavender oil. In between classes, I would spray lavender oil. I would clean their desks with lavender oil, like an antiseptic lavender oil, and it slows down their, I don't know, busyness, I guess. I don't
I
know
love
what
the
age.
subliminal
Yeah.
aromatherapy that you were bestowing upon these children. It's great.
It's
And also,
aromatherapy. It's not dangerous. It's not toxic. I use lavender oil every night on my
yeah,
pillows, on my face mask to calm me down because I'm an
whatever it takes.
achiever. Yeah,
And mimicking, and you
lavender
know,
oil.
mimicking, like if someone it comes approaches you and someone's got you rattled, they're gonna be rattled back. You know,
Yeah,
when we mimic an energy, if someone walks in the room super calm, like even if my husband and I are having a, you know, a little bicker match, and he wants to end it or I want to end it, one of us just walks up to each other and says, you know what, I love you. And it just all ends immediately
yeah,
because the other person is not gonna engage, you know, in raising the intensity of something, if because our eyes and our feelings are, if it's genuine, we're going to want to mimic the other person's energy, and then that just automatically comes right
Like
through.
attracts like. And so
Yes,
she's very calm, but her school is social emotional issues and
I got
students.
it. Got it.
So
But that's how
yeah,
we teach them young. We teach them young,
yeah.
like, this is how we handle stress. We just relax and we breathe, and there's no worries
Even
about anything. Yeah.
right. And even more reason to get the lavender oil or the lavender spray.
Yeah.
Um, don't get it on yourself because you'll get real tired, but it did help. I had a couple of classes through the years that I was at a regular private school, but there was a lot of students with issues in these classes, and I couldn't take it. And so I started using the lavender oil in between classes, and it
Amazing.
really slowed down their craziness. They don't
Sometimes it's the
crazy, but
smallest thing. It's the
yeah,
smallest thing. I love it. That's
just a
amazing.
little aromatherapy
Yeah.
goes a long way. And it's non-toxic, so anybody out there saying some kind of stuff, it's not harmful.
It's
So,
just as toxic as a coffee fume coming from
yeah.
your coffee maker, which is
Yeah,
not toxic
yeah.
unless you're allergic.
It
Yeah.
changed my life. It changed my teaching because yeah, it's hard when you have 7 or 8 classes in a row and you're like going.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Well,
I know you have to go.
I've so enjoyed this time. Yeah, I'm in the middle of rehearsing a show, so I've got to get to my actor shortly. But everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day. Come by and visit Nick at her website. Come by soulsandspirits.com if you want to see some cool stuff. I make custom wands. Whether you want to use it or just use it as aesthetics for a future or current altar, or if you just want to put something really cool, I've got mine over here. I'll show you next time some of my
Okay.
stuff on my altar. We'll go through that.
Okay. Perfect.
And it was so awesome spending time with you as always, Nick. And we will do something next week, hopefully for everyone. And if you have any other
Yes.
questions, put them in the comments and we'll answer them.
And
So about anything.
I have a buy one get one free reading
Yes.
special right now, and I have shorter mini readings that are on special. All that's linked below in the comments. Thank you, darling. Thank you, Kathy, and everybody for being here. I'm sure I'll be live with Kathy at some point this week somewhere, so watch out on our socials.
And
And
watch for the matching nail color. Put yours up.
we did not plan that.
We did not plan that. Not at all. All right, everyone. Thank you.
All right,
God, have a blessed Sunday, everyone. And we love
and
you so much.
go sports.
Go if you like that kind of thing.
Bye, everybody. Mwah. Bye.